My channel's a geezer channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Got a bunch of geezers watching me.
I said, I wish I could have that dry bacon. Well, I mean, I'm sure you know what that is.
Hi, everybody. How is everybody today? I thought I was sharing the screen with Tim, but where's Tim? Where's Tim gone? Tim, where are you? Hold on. I thought I had him. Hold on. I'm going to have to take Tim off and try to add Tim back on. Oh, let me add him back to the stage. There he is. I don't know. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Is it like that? Maybe it's like this. There it is. Hey. I was trying to share the screen with Tim because Tim's in a great mood. I'm in a good mood. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope everybody's getting, I don't know, a taco. Did everybody see that the other day for Groundhog Day? Puxatony Phil saw his shadow. So we do need to give Tim the sad news that there is 6 more weeks of winter on its way. So he needs to prepare. He needs to prepare for the winter. I've got a cup of tea. I've got Earl Grey. I won't try to be too loud. I was hanging out with the puppies earlier, and they were awfully cute. I had both of them lying on me. It was very nice. But it's nice to see, hey, coming in from Los Angeles. Wow. That's very exotic comparatively to Virginia Beach. It's nice to see everybody. Yeah, hey, vibers. Come on in. We're vibing tonight. He's flailing. I'm supposedly body shaming, I guess, Miss Jolene, because I mentioned the fact that Tim was the one who, as a good Christian, we got some stuff to talk about tonight, decided to show her hoo-ha. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to... I love these cameras. My name is Ray, Life and Vibe, and this is for information and educational purposes only. And I'm sitting in my scrubs just to show that I am a registered nurse. And even though this is, for education and information purposes, I don't treat or diagnose anybody around here. But we can talk about health topics with a certain amount of expertise. And I'm so excited. Let me show everybody's comments. Hey, look at that. That looks really good. It's a grifter miracle, his eyesight. Oh, I know. Well, we also talked about the issues that Tim not having really been good about. I don't think he's been as good about adhering to his regimen of eye drops as he has claimed to be in the video. And as we talked about, that can actually give your doctors an inaccurate picture of how your eyes are doing. So we talked about that. If you want to go back, there was a video I did recently talking about an eyeful, and you'll see that we discussed Tim and the glaucoma, and we watched the video from the glaucoma doctor. Don't think she's AI. I've seen other videos, and she's got her hair way too out of place. I don't think AI is that. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But the information is good. Yeah. Well, we know Tim is, is not going to admit anything, especially if he thinks the heat's on him with the haters. And since I'm on Haterville at the moment, let's make sure I just totally troll him with the buy me a coffee. Because he loves that. Oh, I found some great comments. Tar Heels Forever sent in some very interesting information. So we're going to take a peek, see at that. What other fun things tonight? Oh, I've got a comment that probably got deleted that Tim happens to mention, but I do have a copy of that comment. I got it quick. I'm sure he's taken it down already. So we can play guess if this comment has been taken down or not. So we have the opportunity to play that game this evening too. So we got a lot. And Tim seems to be rather irritated. He's on a hater rage. And there was a very interesting comment also made by somebody about what commentary channels and reaction channels should do in order to do reactions to Tim's content. Yeah, you don't understand. Yeah, we're going quite the opposite direction from what this person's recommended in their post. So we're going to take a look at all that this evening, guys. We're going to take a look at two videos that Tim put out today, too. One is the I do me, you do you, which I find to be ironic that he would be having a channel of which he tries to tell everybody else in the world to take Social Security at 62. And yet, despite that, he is going to tell the rest of you, don't you dare give him advice, don't you dare. So, I'll judge you, but you can't judge me. That's Tim's world. That's Tim's world, guys. I judge you and you judge me. Oh, you're okay. We're just getting into this. We're just getting into it. And then for those of you who are members of The Good Life, we found some more interesting information about Miss Jolene. Actually, and, members of the community, if they want to step forward and say who they are. But we'll wait for that share at members only. And it's interesting. Tim and Jolene share a lot more in common than you realize. So, yeah. Got two videos. This and the lion eye doctor. We're going to go to 1.5. I'm going to get smaller. I'm going to let Timmy take the stage because he's a narcissist. I already have theories that if somebody has a tendency to have traits of narcissistic personality disorders, remember, I don't treat or diagnose, but I had trained as a psychiatric NP. I still could complete it if I just wanted to do that many hours of clinical for free and pay for the pleasure of it. That's the best part of school. Anyway, Tim is certainly, enjoying the chat GPT, though people have tried to tell me that Gemini is better. I don't sign up to it because it has an agreement where I have to say I'm okay with Google using anything I ask AI for its development of AI. I already give enough information to Google with YouTube. It just like I don't want to totally palantir myself out here. I am not. I mean, they've already got everything as it is. What more do they need? So anyway, do they really need to know my shopping habits? I don't really ask AI too much. And maybe Tim needs to ask AI how to add and subtract and stuff because his Tim math is wild. He blames YouTube for him using subs. Oh, yeah, his subs gone really down. Yeah, he really has. Let's see if I can show this real quick. Yeah, he is now, they're cleaning. Tell you, YouTube is cleaning house at the moment. They have cleared out lots of slop channels and bots, and because they have AI that is able to scour and discover these things. I found another really interesting scam channel, and I'm actually going to do a video about that. And it's interesting because I'm like, wow, this is a full-on scam. And it's wild. It's wild. Anyway, it's like one that pulls at people's heartstrings. It's really bad. And I wonder how often these things come up because it's like a PayPal link and stuff, It's really dodgy, man. So dodgy. I have to do it soon because I think the channel will disappear otherwise. So yeah, this is the I do you do me rant. Not even 3,000 views in less than 8 hours. He used to put the word rant, and that would be an automatic for Tim, like a channel boost, to his video views. And he can't even get that. Because I think people are smelling his, and so it's really just his diehards watching. It's got 47 comments. Someone's saying envy is a deadly sin. Well, Tim's the envious one. You should watch out. He's definitely somebody who what's the thing in the Bible? How they describe it? Covets other men's wives. Or something of that nature. This is under 3,000 views. He's 67.4 thousand subscribers. So he lost because remember we checked it was 67.5. So unless 100,000 is a negative number, it's not going in the direction you hope, Tim. Oh, love this video, says Tony. Oh, and then something interesting. And the men and we have a great community of men. Gigi, great video. I can't take a lot of yapping either. Gigi, if you listen the whole way through a Tim video, you just heard 19 or however many minutes of yapping. That is all that Tim does is yap. So that has got to be one of the most ironic comments I've read on his thing for a while. Oh, this loves it. Loves the inspirational video. Whatever suits you. C# flat 5 kind of always puts these comments. I'm surprised they stay up sometimes. Well, there was something. This is interesting, and maybe I have a copy of it somewhere. And did I upload it? Okay, so it looks like Tim has removed this comment. Let me see. Just make sure I'm not incorrect first. Where there was yeah, he did. He did. Okay. So originally on this video, and I want to say I potentially took a screenshot of it. I think I did because I wanted to try to remember it. And maybe I did upload it. Let me see. So what it was is that Tim had a comment left on his channel that was kind of odd. Let me see. Is it this one? Oh no, this is something else. Let me remove this. Let me add this back to this page. Praise God. Oh, that's the other one I wanted to talk about. Oh my goodness. Let me take this down. Let me add Tim back to the stage. So you're gonna have to see if I have it. Hold on. Sorry, I have these all on my desktop, but I didn't think to try to name them, so they just might end up flashing up real fast. Okay. Right. Let me try the last one. If not, then I haven't uploaded it. So what it was there was an acronym left on Tim's channel that said WGTOW or something. Yeah. Was it W? Yeah. WGTOW or M. Sorry. Hey, DJ Shelly Show. Thank you. It was MGTOW. Sorry. MGTOW, which meant, okay. And then I found out it was actually like a really negative thing to like speak about men going their own way, which is an anti-feminist, misogynistic, mostly online community that espouses male separatism from what they see as gynocentric society that has corrupted feminism. And then it's, talks a little bit more about, basically it's, and this was left up on this acronym was left up on Tim's channel under this video. And I thought I took a screenshot of it because I wanted to try to remember what it was and what it meant. Let me share the screen real fast so you can see I'm not actually like losing my mind. So it's this men going their own way. And this, Tim's always saying he's this good Southern Baptist. I'm like, Tim, Southern Baptists don't drink. Southern Baptists don't sleep with men's wives, even if they are separated. Tammy was separated from Dwayne for an awfully long period of time then, which is wild. I guess the cost of the divorce was more expensive than Dwayne's humility. Poor Dwayne. Timmy's now just waiting for Teddy to go. I feel like he's a jinx. If Teddy passes anytime soon, then we know that Tim's a jinx. So Tim's actually deleted this comment, which I find surprising. But it was on here. And like I said, I think I took a screenshot, and he's deleted that one because it was around this place where it says facts. And I was like, oh, what's that acronym? I've never heard this. And so Tim is getting a group of like women haters in the Geezer Club. Oh my goodness. All right. We've got all sorts of fascinating things to look at. We already took a peek see at his comment section. I flashed up a couple of interesting things by early trying to find my image. StreamYard just flashes stuff up. And if I try, I don't know, if I upload the images ahead of time, I get confused. All right, Tim, take it away. 1.5 speed.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. Coming to you from inside my Flagstaff camper, solo RV living, happy as a pig, and you know what. That's what I want to talk about this morning, because you guys have heard me say, I do me, you do you. It's never been truer than the words I've always said by what I'm going to talk about. First, let's get us a handsome watch on. I know. Why didn't you do that before you?
Well, in this video, Tim is in a very different thought than he was the other day sitting at Teddy's dock about, wanting a partner. You're going to hear Tim in a totally different rhetoric because this is what Tim's still trying to find himself at 67 and 3 wives and 3 children.
Started the video, but since I got that fancy, what do you call it? Microphone on, you can hear me back here. Hey, guess what? This is the watch they sent me. 38% power. It's been like a month. The tank. It is a tank. I'm just going to wear this digital watch. We're the first one I reached in there and found. All right, folks. I was watching YouTube last night. Oh, what a shocker. And it was probably AI. I don't know. But this guy said he was 77. And when he was 67, his son and all of his friends, his wife died.
Oh, I know. That's terrible. Tim I think a lot of people have seen potentially that Tim took his laundry to Raffaella, and people have questioned whether or not he sold off his Longhorn Steakhouse gift certificate. And that was sent by Police Dawn. This policeman also was the one who sent the Omaha steaks. And Tim complained about how the steaks arrived. I'm just like, how is this guy? And he's a real guy. I've seen evidence of this person existing on a Facebook page. So they are a true human. We're just not trying to expose them. But we do know who they are. And I don't know, Joling might have made a video about it. Anyway, we're going to talk about Jolene on Members Only because she's fascinating. All right, Tim, take it away.
When he was 62.
And she's a side character now.
From a stroke. She was gardening. And 1 minute she was there, next minute she's gone. And about 67 years old, after a couple of years of, missing her terribly and all that, his son and friends were like, you need to be with somebody. You need to get somebody. You should be with somebody. You're lonely. You shouldn't be alone. And going through life when you're older like this, you need somebody and all that.
I don't know, Tar Heels, if they are reactions for the haters or reactions because of the haters in other ways, too, that you may not know about. Because Tim's had some stuff just riling him up. I promise you. Members only know this.
So he didn't feel lonely. He said sometimes on the holidays, but those times pass. Like Christmas and whatever, everybody kind of gets that little indulgence. Even if you are with somebody, people can get, for whatever the reasons are, it's so commercialized. You know what I'm talking about. But he said, I really was fine. But I started believing them. I'm like, well, what do they know that I don't know? So he went online. He met a girl his same age. And they started out texting and, a few things like that. Then some phone calls. And they met. Then they saw each other. And he was into, I don't know, some train hobby. And he also liked fishing with his friend. And he also liked doing absolutely nothing. Just doing what he wanted to do sometimes and sit around. And when he got with her, it was like, okay, we need to go and see my family on Saturdays, my daughter and everybody. And then he said she would call and text if he.
I don't know. There's always some single guy who seems to manage to get free dinners off of couples all the time. I talked about this phenomenon. Just seems to be like they feel sorry for him, I guess. They've known him for a long time. I think Tim used to be and he just is around and, it's who knows. Teddy and Jolene, despite all the wild stuff going on, have remained loyal to Tim because Tim's their friend. So it's how it goes sometimes. As much as we find Tim, and then you have to think they know about Tim's activities. They're aware. These aren't good people. The apple don't fall far from a tree. I don't care who got what engineering degree or what. Doesn't make necessarily these quality humans. They can do some weird stuff in the back. Promise you.
Didn't talk to her in 5 minutes and then wonder why he wouldn't answer and was just all over him. And then he wanted to go fishing with his friend. And he said, I'm kind of surmising here that he went fishing with his friend. They didn't really talk much. They just kind of threw the lines in the water and sat there and enjoyed each other's company and fished. And he didn't want to accept the offer to go.
Hey, Sammy.
I don't know what it is. Something. Got some notification.
Hey, Rebecca.
He didn't want to accept the offer to go fishing with Tom.
I'm so excited that you joined us. You got to make sure you check out the members only video so you can catch up with everything that's been going on. Because we're going to get back into the loop. I think tomorrow's Wednesday night. I'm going to try, guys. I get real tired on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are very busy days for me. with my little friend that I take care of every day. She's so cute. See, this is the sort of stuff that Tim doesn't seem to, Tim doesn't even see, do you see Tim's grandson has had quite a traumatic accident to his own eye. So what do we get the day after? Bloody video with Tim going on about how his eye is great. The day after, supposedly, his daughter is extremely concerned because her grandson, I guess he didn't have goggles on, which I think you're encouraged to wear with racquetball, and, got the ball, directly in the eye. And it's a very, fast game, racquetball. My had a number of family members who played and worked at racquetball courts. And so his eyes are in a mess. Do you see Tim wanting to be with his daughter, supporting her while, she's stressed out about his grandson? No. Well, this mofo out here kind about, now if he had a doctor's appointment and then he's been given the all clear, he should be driving that damn trailer up to Georgia or taking those tents or whatever. Just get a hotel room. If you can't stay at your daughter's house, get a hotel room. Get Hilton Tom to get you a family discount for family emergency or something. But no, she's going to be too stressed out about it. But I bet he wants a hospice daughter when his old blind butt can't do anything anymore. He's despicable. He wants to sit there and call him, has the audacity to sit there and call himself a Christian all the time. And, I don't hang my head in shame. Well, you should be hanging your head in shame, Tim, because you're a bloody awful Christian if you are one.
Because he knew that she would have to go. I forgot her name. And that meant that it was going to be conversation and talking and about the bugs and how boring it is and how anybody can be sitting there doing that. And that's exactly what happens. So he quickly discovered after, I don't know how long I think it was 8 months or something. And he finally told her that I can't do this anymore. And he discovered that he knows himself, just like you know yourself, better than anybody else does. And what makes you happy.
Tim has kind of alluded to the fact that the only reason why he and Tammy were together was because the action between the sheets, and there was very little else they had in common. So I don't, we did it on we've talked about it. I promise you. We dissect the soap opera ridiculousness out of this, because this guy still tries to report himself as being this, that, and the other. Well, we know he's got $58,400 in IDL costs.
Not everybody maybe feels this way, but I think I fall into that box because I've already had 3 failed marriages and I couldn't make it in a relationship with the last one. And it wasn't because of a character flaw I have. I mean, I will take some blame. Of course, nobody's perfect, but I mean, I'm perfectly happy by myself, making my own decisions, doing what I want to do. And
that's how you know he's a narcissist. When you have a relationship, and most of the time, the only time you can't say it's the other person's fault is if the person, is abusive. That's not your fault. It's not your fault, if you meet somebody and they seem to be one thing and then they turn around abusive, and abuse has a way of being really horrendous. So it's never to be blamed because a lot of people experience it. But if it's really like, because you're adamant to be one way and the other person's adamant to be the other, and you really don't share a lot of common goals or values, or, that's just a breakdown in the relationship. There's not really anybody to blame per se, But Tim can't have the nuance to understand that. Some relationships, they just start to deteriorate, and then the other person, people start just like not treating people, necessarily very well, Shoot, I went through a divorce. That was it. I never wanted to see, Tim kept trying and trying. I was like, one time I was like, I don't think I was trying to deal with this again. I wasn't in a rush to experience that again. Ever.
It doesn't bother me that I'm 67 and I'll be 77 in 10 years. or 70 in 3 years. It doesn't bother me that I need someone, even though I've even said it too. I watched that video and I'm thinking, you've never been happier than when you've been single and alone. When I got out of my marriages when I was way younger, I was single most of my life. I have been. I married early, and I went through 3 of them. And my best, if I think about it, my very best, happiest years has always been by myself. And you know what? For a decade, I'll just share this with you. Over a decade, I went, I didn't even date. I didn't even try to date. I didn't want to date. I got into, first of all, I got into a lot of it took my Bible knowledge and my Christian belief to another level. There were many years that I dedicated to reading, watching sermons, listening to them on the radio. When I went across country on my Harley, I listened to nothing but Christian sermons and Christian radio talk. Yeah, I was into it. And that's why I have a little bit of knowledge and like to do the Crushing It for Christ, because my basic foundation as Tim is Tim, the God-fearing Christian.
Yeah, and I had a very long relationship after my marriage, which did have me, pretty much with that person a lot. No, ever technically living together. There were times he was here at my condo, in between his moving apartments. It worked out actually a lot of times, as Vicky might even, say this, it works out better sometimes. You just have your own place and space that you can get away, especially if you're in a relationship where you've, been married or whatever. And I was with this person for about 15 years altogether. That was after my marriage. So I had one very long relationship, since then. And then since that relationship, I haven't really had any interest in dating. I think I just got worn out after that one. And it was just because it was at a time when maybe there was a time when earlier that, maybe considering a marriage, but no, not really. I don't know. I'm difficult too, obviously.
Man that exists on this earth that believes in the Lord Jesus Christ,
Oh,
Almighty God the Father, and the Holy Spirit, raised a Southern Baptist. That's it. That's all I can tell you. I'm a believer. And
Tim, I'm sorry. I have a lot of family who are Southern Baptist. Okay. And my uncle was a right-hand man. I mean, like, really knew on a personal level Jerry Falwell Sr. Okay. So if you want to talk about some Southern Baptists, you want to talk about my family and my cousins going to Liberty College. In fact, my cousin was married by Jerry Falwell Sr. That was I believe was the pastor, I heard, because my uncle gave a lot of money to the Falwells. And I can promise you, anything about your lifestyle does not say to me that you followed any of the doctrine of a Southern Baptist. They don't smoke. They don't drink. My cousins never went to films, barely a Disney movie. They weren't allowed to do a bunch of stuff, Tim. You've been rude. It's just one thing is finding religion, Tim. Another is like, I'm sorry. And then you get all upset because I call you out for being a Christian cosplayer. Well, the thing is, Tim, you actually do very little things that pay it forward as performative and a way just to more money. Most of your jobs have sounded like you scam people. I mean, yeah. I mean, we already talked about the other stuff. I mean, I don't know, Tim. You don't do any charitable work that I can see. There was one guy's channel I checked out. He's like volunteering at a dog shelter. That's the sort of thing that people think about doing in retirement, is a lot of the volunteering and things that are kind of what their real passions are, but like helping people a lot of times, because they've got some integrity to them. You're just I gotta do me. That's all you've done your whole life, Tim. Where's it got you so far? I'm glad you haven't put yourself on another one. Well, you put yourself on Miss Tammy, but she seems deserving of that.
I believe to the fact that we're not just like people say, hey, I believe. No, I went to church when I was a kid. I've been baptized. I've read my Bible. I've listened to a lot of sermons. I know the stories. I know the allegories. I know the parables.
Oh, Tim. I was confirmed. Look, Tim, if you want to start talking some religious stuff, I've got it all over here. I've actually got receipts, Tim. You know, do you come with receipts for yours? I bet you don't. I actually have receipts. Look at this receipt, Tim. This is actually a copy of my baptism certificate. Do you have that receipt, Tim? Do you have that receipt? You want to say that nobody else grew up as a Christian? You're the only man whose family understood Christianity and stuff, you know, and you're the only person who ever went to a church. Oh, here we go. This is Church of England. This is called the Act of Christian Witness. You see this one, Tim? That was because there was a huge confirmation ceremony. And I'm right over here with the really bad page boy haircut, getting confirmed. This was one of the largest confirmations that they had at the church in Portsmouth for quite some time, at St. Mary's in Portsea. And there's me. Look at me. There's a wee altar girl right there, Tim. I don't know if that showed up on the camera. I don't know if that showed up or not, but I've got my receipts too, Tim. Where are your receipts? I have actually done, you know, I've got dogs that I've rescued and stuff. And, you know, I work as a registered nurse. I've worked in Catholic charity hospitals and stuff. What have you done, Tim? I've worked for rape crisis hotlines and all sorts of stuff. I mean, not worked, volunteered, sorry. What do you do, Tim, other than talk about yourself? And think that your monetized YouTube channel is doing the Lord's work.
Know what people have tried to say, well, this is the real meaning, and I thought this one for many years, and I'm like, well, maybe that's something that I didn't know and realize, and maybe that's true. I studied it, and I'm not an expert. I'm not a theologian, but I'm just saying, and today in 2026, if you're not my age and you're some young person, I probably got head and toe knowledge about the Bible and church and God over young people, because nobody goes to church anymore. Nobody listens to God. Nobody talks about God.
Actually, Portsmouth, New Hampshire is a Portsmouth I have never visited. The funny thing is I actually was born in Portsmouth here in Virginia, and then I lived in Portsmouth, England. You know, that's what happens when you're a child of the military. So Tim just feels like he has such main character syndrome. Just, you know, he's the only one. Didn't you know that? And I have my times when, you know, my life isn't as faith-filled necessarily, as far as, you know, attending service like I did probably pre-pandemic, and then post-pandemic, it's been not quite the same. Just also a lot busier. I work Sundays. And I just, you know, have decided that if I work Sundays, that's my calling. How about that, Tim? And I'm taking care of a child who has disabilities. A child with complex needs, actually, is how it's described. You can't even get over to see your grandson and be a support to your daughter, because you mentioned about the fact that she'd be quite stressed. So I guess you think that the attention wouldn't be on you. And you like the fact that the last time you visited, there was a lot of attention placed on you. You going hiking with the family, you doing these taste contests of food and stuff. It's always about you, Tim. So keep, you know, shouting about the fact you're a Christian. That Christian cosplayer video of mine that you tried to take down, that's going to be back up in the next few days. So have fun.
They're trying to get rid of God. How are we on God right now? I don't know. But I want to say this. I'm a single guy, and I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. Where I can do what I want to do. I don't have to ask anybody. Nobody's going to have to sit on the backseat of that Goldwing.
Tim's got me ranting. Let's get back to the reactions. All right, I've ranted enough, Tim. I did my rant now.
Room back there for a bag for me to carry stuff for Tim. And for Tim to go, not riding with friends, but Tim to go and stop when he's ready to stop, camp where he wants to camp, and do what he wants to do. Because it is my life. And, you know, when it comes to this diet thing too, I study it. I watch it. I listen to it. The carnivore, the Mediterranean, the low calorie, the intermittent fasting. I'm interested in all of it. But I'm telling you right now, folks, I'm looking good, I'm feeling good, and I'm thinking good. And it's only because this video kind of gave me an epiphany last night where this guy was influenced by his son and friends telling him that he needs to meet somebody. He needs to be with somebody. And then he did it. And then he was the most unhappy. He says, I was really alone or lonely, as he said, when he was with that woman because she was just distracting him from doing what he wanted to do. So while you're alone, that doesn't mean you're lonely. And I kind of got that. And it was like, I have a lot of people telling me, oh, I just wish you would find the right one. I wish you would, you know what? I don't want one. Now, that could change. Everything is fluid in this world. God could bring somebody to me that will completely change everything that I'm saying. But for right now, I think that I know my body for what I want to eat and how much exercise I should do. I also know I was a big fat slob because I just threw caution to the wind and I ate at late hours and just stuffed down cakes and pies and stuff. Okay. So I'm not following maybe the carnivore to the strict.
Right? And you're only a state over? It's not like he's in California. And even then, he just said, send my grandson prayers and probably hoped it would get him some buy me a coffees. I was just like, it's just wild. Tim does. Tim does. I'll bet it does. Right. Going to church doesn't make you any more. Right. Right. Exactly. You actually have to. Well, Tim never even goes to church. But there is a certain ability to, understand the tenets of your religion and hopefully that you practice them in your day-to-day life in the way that, in reality, Christianity is all about kindness and caring and compassion. People often said that Jesus was like the first hippie. It was how my grandpa always described him. And it's, when you see people call themselves Christians, but then they align themselves to values that don't seem to have kindness, caring, and compassion at its center, then you do question, are they following the tenets of that particular religion? Because for Tim, it's all about enriching Tim, which to me is not what I understood it to be. So yeah. And he's all over the place. He's so just obviously he's sick of his comment section. He's sick of deleting comments. I think he got some stuff. I promise you. There's stuff going on behind the scenes in Tim's life, the stuff he'll never talk about openly.
Right now, and I'm including a senior salad, and I just ate a banana. I got a banana. I missed them. I haven't eaten them in like a year, and I got 3 of them. I just ate one, and then this morning I had the yogurt with the granola on it, and I had my coffee with my heavy whipping cream, and now I'm good. Maybe I'll have the senior salad later today, and I will be cognizant of eating basically low carb because I'm going to be eating steaks and hamburgers and pork chops and meat without necessarily having all the other things with it, like the mashed potatoes and gravy and this kind of stuff. I understand things now. But
see, that's how I knew as a registered nurse and understanding, Tim, that this carnivore, it was just not going to work. You can't be restrictive like that. There's no why? It's not even healthy for you. You're better off, seriously. And they've even shown that the people who eat the most amount of fresh food in their diet in Europe are people who live in Italy. Their diet outweighs, like the Germans and the English are like the worst almost for processed food. And the Italians are the best for eating the freshest types of diet. They have a very good, healthy, balanced diet. And it also shows often in some of these little Italian villages that they have people who do live to be very elderly. I mean, they have very good longevity. And the same with certain, Japan at one point had a reputation for that as well because of their diet with the seafood and so forth, being so seafood rich. I'm just saying, Tim, but you are, you got to get into a YouTube trend. I tell you, when I talked about it being part of the alpha male and all this, Tim's on his own. So he's delving into that sort of male misogyny content with, because he's a bit old school and conservative.
To say
So
you
he's-
only need to
he's
eat meat, butter, and
open
eggs,
for that.
or you only should be with someone. You
Season
shouldn't be alone,
salad.
or you should only live in a house, not an RV. You should only never work if you're retired on Social Security. That's not retirement.
Oh, yeah.
You need to sit in a chair and not go to a job. Having a job is stupid. You quit the job. I'm not going to get Social Security and retire. I still have to work. People argue back at all these arguments. And sometimes, it's just like anything. You watch the news, you're influenced. You watch the news and they talk about President Trump and say negative things. He's no angel. I ain't either. But, you start to doubt. And he's done more for this country than any other president in the history of America. And you start listening to that crap.
Yeah, Tim, but not in the ways you think. Oh, gosh. If only.
And you're like, is he a con man? Did he go to the island? Is he a pedophile? Is he all these things? Is he a fraud? Is he the yellow man or the orange man or whatever you want to, all these negative things? And it's just like,
It's the orange man, okay? His makeup applications freaking terrible. And I don't, as somebody who's worked with people who obviously memory. Anyway, it's a strenuous job. I don't think he's capable of. Thank you for the fence fund. Thank you so much, Thomas. You know what? It's frozen in place, I think, at the moment. But I think I've have it jerry-rigged in such a way that it can't pull it down. But I also think it might be, there's not been this heavy wind and it's probably frozen in place. I have got to take care of it, though. Oh, God. I am so tired. I feel like I had a workout from that fence. Thank you so much. And I appreciate the laugh. You're catching up. Oh, Timmy on a roll. I'm on a roll. Oh, yeah. He was, no, the FCF. Oh, you'll hear in a second that Tim doesn't think he's a PDF. Tim is like an apologist for all of these people. He's just a terrible human being and calls himself a Christian. Christians don't defend PDFs, Tim. And there's creepy modeling contests. Tim, I remember when I was even a teen girl hearing about those creepy contests because my mom wanted to enter me into those sort of things. And I just thought it was vile. I didn't think of anything worse. She got me into one modeling thing, I think. Just like, I think I have the evidence here. Oh, yeah, right there. There's the evidence. On the catwalk. I hated it. It's not my thing. So, but yeah, this is, Tim is, going to defend the creepiest people because he says he doesn't watch Fox News. But the second he's over at Fred's house, Fred's is probably like the Italian mafia over there. And we know what side Mussolini was on in the war. Oh, Lord, Tim. And we know every time he goes to Fred's house, he gets riled up on some politics because Fred's like blasting Fox News. So he's always on a roll when he gets back from there. Oh, no, that wasn't a pageant. That was a fashion show. Oh, it was modeling. Oh, I didn't want to be a model. I didn't like it. My mother wanted me to do stuff like that. Because supposedly, I guess, Southern women didn't realize that's a way to try to sell your children to the highest male bidder. Tim's just, but we know Tim's a creep around 15-year-old girls. Keep trying to defend a PDF, Tim.
trolls out there that make videos because they have no content of their own. They have no skill. They don't receive products from companies. Nobody's watching them because they have nothing to offer.
Well, no, Tim. The reason why a lot of times people don't want to do a lot of product review, I just have one, and the company and I realized we weren't going to be a good fit, and that's just the way it goes. And I was like, that's fine. Probably because they didn't want their product falling out of my skylight. And that makes sense the way the product works. So that made sense, and I didn't have another window that was appropriate for the product to fit into. But as a nurse, and if I had a window that would have been a fantastic product. And I would have had a collaboration with that company. I've had another company reach out to me and ask me, how much do I want to get paid to do a collaboration with them? And I haven't come back with any type of price because it's for an RV travel water filter thing. I don't have an RV. I know a lot of people watch me have RVs. I'd probably do it as a giveaway because I don't have it. So I've thought about it, But a lot of times the problem is you become a Mikey or you become inauthentic. And your thing, Tim, is that you just turn around and sell that stuff. And over time, if all you're doing is a QVC on your channel, I promise you, your viewers are not going to stick around for that. They just aren't. It's as much as it's, I know you're a salesperson and stuff, and it seems it's kind of cool. But if you had been just a review channel for RV stuff or motorcycles, and that's all you did, and you just did bikes and you reviewed bikes and you just kind of stuck in your niche, then it would make sense. But you started out talking about Social Security. Now, because I am a registered nurse and I do talk around topics around health and other things, I get approached by all sorts of companies, Tim. So that's misleading. I've got plenty of reviews. And, but I've had armchairs and all sorts of stuff. So you're just, Tim, you're lying.
They're not an influencer. They are a hater. And so they hate on other people. They hate on me. They hate on Trump. They hate on you. They hate on everything. And they want to try to influence people. And it works. Some people have actually watched CNN and Fox News and whatever, or listen to the hater videos that are out there disparaging me and this other YouTuber guy and probably hundreds of other ones. They hate on everybody, make up women, body shame them. They do all these things. They're friends and associates, places they go. They try all these tactics, and it doesn't work though. It does work occasionally. Someone will say,
that's the okay, this is where he's going off on me. And probably Darling. Hey, Darling, how you doing? I saw you there. Miss Vicky may be watching. I know she was working on some videos uploads. Tim, you're the one who pointed your camera in that direction. I wasn't body shaming anybody. I was pointing out the fact that you were revealing a part of your friend that was inappropriate for a platform like YouTube. And you and Teddy and Miss Teddy, you're all going to defend it. And it's clear what it, but Tim, and then you want to say you're a Christian and you still kept that video all up after all the doubt, and then you want to say it's body shame. That's not body shaming, Tim. Okay, it's very different. That's not body shaming. Body shaming would be were I to say something derogatory about her actual body, which was never said. The only thing that was ever said was, oh my God, he showed that on camera. Very different, Tim. Very different. And you're all raging about the haters. I wonder why. I wonder if Tim went and picked up something from the office today. Oh, he is. He's got stuff to be. He should be concerned. I mean, he's not gonna, but you know,
Is he a con man? Is he? Did he steal? Is he that really? And you know what? That's because you have. It's your fault.
Tim is questioning. Tim is upset that people. Well, he's put something about, he's done some inappropriate camera angles on women. Let's put it that way. Oh, so Tim, did he steal? Well, let's check out. Tim, did you steal? Okay. Do we have a copy of a Tim UCC filing by any chance? Well, I have this one. Who cares if it's been I have edited it for you, Tim. Look at that. Looks like that was something that you filed with the Small Business Administration for $58,400. When at the time in June of 2021, you had long shuttered the doors of the door-to-door, belly-to-belly sales oil coupon change business. Wouldn't you say, darling? Right, I know. Right, yeah, I know. Well, we're body shaming because we are pointing out that he's a pervert. Yeah, he's a good Christian. See, right there, state of Florida, Tim. What are we talking? It says there, right there, filed. It looks like that was online. I wonder if that could be an indication of wire fraud. I wonder. Oh no, it's definitely fraud. And it's stealing from the American taxpayer. So I would say it's stealing. They'll just do wire fraud, but they'll want their restitution of that money immediately. He won't get 30 years at a sweetheart interest rate. Yeah, he did. He stole from the taxpayers. Yes, he did. Oh, my goodness, Tim. So don't tell me. All right, Tim. Just don't say it. I've got every receipt to this. I have every receipt. I can't put up the Jolene picture because I think the only one I have on file now might be unedited. I'm not going to put that up. I'm not going to do that. All right, Tim, keep telling us. We're going to receipt every time.
You sat and you let somebody in your mind and tell you something like, you need to meet a woman. You need to be with somebody. You need to not eat that food. You need to live in this kind of a structure. You need to not have 2 motorcycles. You know what? I need what I want. I need what I do. And I'm telling you right now, I'm done.
Body to body. He says belly to belly. And I wonder what that comes up on the work computer. Might even be worse.
Against anybody giving me tips, I still receive. That's why I'm what I am today. I take everything in, but instead of letting it influence me and getting too much on it, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt.
Yes.
I'm going to analyze it. I'm not going to be one of these people. I don't want to be one of these kind of people either. They're like, oh, I know everything. Don't tell me nothing. I know it all. And there's plenty of those out there. I read them in comments. I see them outside.
Oh, yeah, because Tim, you've got to take Social Security at 62. Otherwise, you're just leaving money on the table. I'm never going to tell other people what to do like other people. Tim, your whole channel is about trying to tell other people what to do, isn't it? Isn't that what your whole concept of your channel is? Like I said, if you were just a niche RV channel and that's all you did, and you did your RV stuff, that would be fine. Or if you were motorcycles, but you do e-bikes, RVs, motorcycle, it's been a flashlights. It's been a regular QVC lately. There was a point where, since you are like seeing your channel views die, so you need to get more of your sponsors coming in or your collaborations in order to shill that stuff on Facebook. And I know Tar Heels will appreciate this one. Like your gold wing, Tim. I heard that Goldwing was back up on the was up on the chopping block, the not the gold wing, but the seat that Tim obviously doesn't want to pay for the shipping it back. And so here we have Tim and Tim's math. Tim is wanting $550. And thank you, Tar Heels, for finding this on Facebook Marketplace. Oh, Tim math is terrible. He cannot add up 250, 150, and 125. He got the response of 500 as his range for total combo value. He can't even add up his combo values, and the 750 was off base as well. It should have been 525 and 800. I think I added it up. Timothy Ray Baker. Yep. Oh my goodness. And so Tim is trying to tell everybody, how he's, if somebody doesn't want to pay for like the stalking, I don't know. I promise you, he obviously didn't get Chat GPT to do this one, because otherwise Chat GPT's math is as bad as Tim's math is. I know he really is. Oh, he's gonna be so just. So, you guys, if you want to have a heated in the 2026 market, these parts are high demand for riders returning their bikes to stock or looking for a plug and play heated replacement. Real world resale value 2026. Tim comes up with a range of prices, and he's giving it to you at a steal and a deal. All right, Tim. We're just gonna have so much fun with you, Tim. We just really are. It's gonna be fun all day. All right, keep going, Tim.
In the world, I've worked with them. I've seen it. There's all kinds out there. So don't think that your suggestions to me, or you're still promoting, a certain diet or a certain way of living or a certain way to invest or a certain age you need to be to get your Social Security. I don't care. You can say whatever you want, and I listen and I read everything. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you do you, and I mean that not because I don't want you to tell me what to do. I mean, you should do you. You should not let other people, because you know what? Nobody really wants you any happier than them. Nobody really is happy for you. Most people are jealous. If they see you really happy, you're doing good, you're receiving things, you're going places, you got a new Ferrari, you got some.
Oh, see, Tim it's always this rhetoric from these narcissists. The only reason why anybody ever dares to criticize them is because we're all, jealous, I heard somebody explain it in a really good way about something with these types of folks this evening. And I should have written it down, because now I've forgotten it, because I was like, oh, I need to steal this one. Maybe then I would have actually credited the creator who had said it, though, too. Should have written it down. Because it made a lot of logical sense about, these folks that come and, try to tell how everybody else is, so upset. And, it's always when, you're levying any type of real world criticism towards these people with actual receipts and facts. And the response is this lame, the rest of us are jealous of something without, the receipt of what we're jealous, other than the fact that, we're levying, actual, account, asking you to be accountable for your behaviors. Oh God, 8 times 5 is, oh God, please don't. Oh no, 8 times 5. Oh no. No, I'm going to think that's the correct answer. I'm just playing.
Fancy new $500 boots. People are like, well, why does he have that? What's he got? I don't, and it's just sort of you can make people envious. You can make them jealous, or they choose to be that way. Nobody's really happy for you. Some are, but most people, they get this kind of a feeling. And I think that's what stimulates a lot of people. They're like, oh, he believes in God. I watch all these things that prove that there's no God. I believe in science.
Thank you for being
God's
a
never done anything for
wonderful
me. Or, I was never raised with understanding the Bible. I don't know anything about God. So therefore, I hate all that God talk. And this guy's talking about it, so I hate him. This guy got a new e-bike, so I hate him. This guy's got him a new RV. This guy makes money on YouTube. This guy, he's going places. This guy's got him a nice truck. Oh, I hate that guy. And this is what people do. And so,
Did you realize this, guys? This is what we're all doing. That's why we make commentary about Tim. Not because Tim puts his entire life out here for us to make commentary around. You know, Tim, if you weren't out here putting your whole entire business out here, we would be making commentary. This is YouTube. You have to, when you come out here, and you better hope you're not going to be a problematic person. Because if you are, people are going to find it out. There's all sorts of people that are turning out to be all sorts of problematic. There's a big doctor, Dr. Peter Atria, I think, something like that. I don't follow any of these longevity doctors and stuff like that. But he is all over the Epstein files in some really ways. And so there is a lot of people, Tim. And when you actually levy any sort of legitimate criticism, the argument coming back that it's always due to jealousy is a really hollow argument. It's a very hollow argument. It's a way for you to avoid any accountability for the actions that you take, Tim. Like the fact that you are unwilling to take criticism from other creators here on this platform, i.e. me or Darling or Lol of Oil, whose channel you took down, or Atomic Sage, who you also struck, who I haven't seen around for a little bit. There's many a channel, Tim. You struck Zachary Michael's channel, and that luckily was, YouTube saw that as, incorrect because they know Zach's content. Wild Tim today. He's so mad. He's off. He's off. He got something triggered Tim. Something has really triggered him today. Oh, something is you almost caught up. Something's triggered him. Something has triggered him.
so they try to spread that. And I was watching something last night on YouTube about Denzel Washington, how he shuts down these reporters to try to put him in a trap and saying he's part of Hollywood. And he's been, put down and against and not succeeded because of racism or because he's black and all that kind of stuff. And he had a thing that says, what did he say? This one thing he said last night about,
Tim, I forgot. I was going to pull out my Denzel Washington autograph. I have a autograph. It says, to Rachel, God bless you, Denzel Washington. My ex-husband interviewed him. I had all sorts of receipts for tonight, Tim, just to be completely irritating. And my Christianity receipts that I seem to need to show you, Tim, because you seem to think that you're the only Christian on the planet.
People can't teach love. The media, the president, he can't come on and, that's what he said. Congress can't pass a law to love people. The president can't say, because I'm president, you got to get along and love each other. Us.
That's something we discuss at members only, just to keep it fun and behind closed doors.
Have to do that ourselves. When we meet each other and communicate with one another, that is up to us. You can't legislate love. And so he's really smart, Denzel Washington. And I like his logical thinking where people try to put him in a trick bag.
You have to be ahead
most of
of
those
Timmy.
People in Hollywood, African Americans, would have said, they kept us down, they owe us and all that, but not Denzel.
Part of it is Timmy isn't looking at it, so we have to be a step ahead of him. So I can't publicize everything.
Denzel Washington. He says when somebody didn't get a job and the reporter was telling him something like, you think that a lot of people didn't get positions and succeed because of their color? He says, maybe they weren't any good. Maybe they didn't qualify. Maybe they weren't as good as the other guy, regardless of what his color was. So I think that people need to forget listening to what other people say and think for your damn self. Realize that you got a brain, God gave you one, and you know right from wrong. And, we all have feelings of sadness, happiness.
But Ed, you could probably take a good guess. I'll leave it there.
Jealousy, being proud of your children and things like that. Your kids could do no wrong. We all have the same sort of bag if you will, of emotions and feelings towards life. But don't let some of them grow out of control where you've been influenced by something you've watched, heard, read, and you're going to turn into something.
Tim, you can't be telling your channel not to be influenced when the whole reason why you vlog, isn't it, is to be what you said it was an influencer? And then you said the rest of us aren't influencers. I wouldn't say, no, I'm not an influencer. You're right. I don't care to be. Why would I want to be that? One thing's having a social media platform because I really don't like scammy people. I found a really scammy channel on YouTube that's terrible. I hope nobody's sending money to the PayPal because you're getting scammed horribly. I bet these are flash channels too. So I see some really sort of interesting things that are just, and I managed to do that in between my job and everything else I do. So, Tim, you've got no room to talk about anything. What are you talking about, haters? Keep going, Tim. He's so mad. He's really mad.
Somebody, I mean, I turned on the news this morning for the first time in forever. And that was because I was over at Fred and Raffaello's, and I was over there on the East Coast, and I caught wind about some rioting or some things going on in Wisconsin, Michigan. I don't know, one of the places up there is cold. And it was about, I don't know, ice and everything. And you got these protesters out there.
Real Melvis Melvis, he is. That's why I started making commentary around Sarasota Tim. Was because there's a lot of commentators around foodie beauty. And I had quite a decent sized audience at one point that, and then my internet and everything just kind of failed at the time. I went back to grad school and I picked up on Tim, and Tim was just so fascinating, and not many, less people talking about Tim. So it was fun to talk about Tim because Tim was, showing himself with no clothes on in his refrigerator and leaving the videos up. You just can't. He just does so many problematic stuff, man. He's just, he says he don't listen to anybody. Tim, you listen to everybody on YouTube. What are you talking about? You're just in circles today. Can't keep
screaming
up
and yelling and just acting a fool. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get into that. I digress. But it's just like,
I don't know. I mean, for him to try to be ignorant about what's going on in Minnesota is absolutely appalling. I mentioned it the other day, and obviously it has been something that has been impactful to me, and I think to many others as well, as to everything that is going not right at the moment. The fact that it was a fellow registered nurse murdered, and I will say murdered, that's kind of, ignorant of you, Tim, and we're not surprised. And you talk about being a Christian, but then you're listening to stuff that's just Tim. You should have just, shouldn't have brought Miss Tammy out. That was the day you made a mistake.
who has time for this kind of crap, and wants to watch that kind of crap? This doesn't make a dime to me. It doesn't put a meal on my table. It doesn't take a meal away from me. And everything you're hearing on that crap, I'm sure is a lie. I'm sure is a lie. If it's coming off that TV, I'll guarantee you it's a lie. And people are like, oh,
You're a really sad lack of critical thinking human being, Tim. I'm not even going to need an attorney for this one.
no, that's the Bible. I believe everything. Fox, CNN, MSNBC, all of them. I believe everything. Whichever one I choose to like what they say that I like to hear, that's what I believe.
Exactly.
Well,
yeah,
you do you.
exactly.
And
And I've been somebody who's participated in many a protest throughout my lifetime, and still to this day. So, yeah. Tim is obviously ready to just, give up, because he thinks he's in the power position. That's why.
what you're missing out. You're missing out from a wonderful life of positivity, doing what you really want to do, going out and ignoring that noise. I'm watching a video last night on YouTube with Fred. And
Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, I think okay, Tim.
it was this guy motorcycling out in Moab. And Fred was like, look, you're away from all the buildings, all the people. You're just out there. It's God's country. And he goes, I can just put myself there.
Oh, yeah. Fred can't put himself there, Tim. Fred's 86 years old. Okay. Try to take him out there. Yes. Thank you. Oh, good for you, Miss Ann. You know, take Fred out there in the Moab Desert. Fred's going to have a meltdown. Oh, yeah. His nose. Yeah. His allergies are horrible. Yeah. He's always rubbing his nose. Or he's got something.
There's an 86-year-old man that was living vicariously for the moment, in the moment, with this YouTube video saying, man, because he's like me. He wants to ride a motorcycle.
Why is this so powerful and important, Tim?
He wants to feel that freedom. And that was more of a motivation to me. That's why I've been watching nothing but that on TV. That's why I bought these things. This is the escape that I want. It ain't a woman. It ain't watching news. It ain't protesting. It's getting out and enjoying my life. And it's getting...
Oh, gosh, because Tim's... Oh, no. Look, Tim trying to flex his muscles. Shoot. If I'd known he did that, I would have had that. I got to take that as a screenshot, guys. Hold on. All right, Tim. Give me a good muscle pose. Right like that. Thank you, Tim.
Healthy, and it's eating what I want that I know is within reason, not going to be debauchery or cause me pain like alcohol and drugs, cigarettes, or cakes and pies, like too much of it. I indulge in it.
Are you saying shrugs and then you wipe your nose, Tim? It looks like you're doing the shrugs. It looks like you're on the Colombian dancing dust. The way you're acting too.
On the East Coast because it was homemade, and I indulged in it last night, and I will again if somebody has a homemade treat within reason.
Oh my God, Tim's on like a sugar rush. Take the sugar away from him, people. And Tim is going apple pie nuts, and the lady at the McDonald's offered him $1 McDonald's apple pie. Oh, Tim. Yeah, he's only got 6 years left. Oh, yeah, he looks like Hercules. I know. I couldn't believe he brought up Denzel Washington. I totally forgot to get my autograph out because it actually says "God bless Denzel Washington." There's from some film.
I can't go the rest of my life eating meat, butter, and eggs. Okay?
Really? I find that surprising. You seem to like this time last year. You were going on about it constantly, or maybe it was it this time last year? It was at least yeah. I want to say he was all about it. Just kept going on that carnivore diet. Just all these people is, he's, we knew it was never going to last. It never lasted in the first place. But, one thing that you have to understand, Tim, when you do things as drastic as dietary changes, you need to be prepared to be committed. Because otherwise, people just think you're talking a bunch of hogwash, okay? Which we know you were, but you're coming to the realization. And we've been saying a long time on this channel that was never going to work. The smell of that OV. Oh, yeah, it is. Denise is here. Denise is here. Thank you. What his trailer... It doesn't have 6 years left. Oh, it's the trailer? Oh, I thought he didn't have. Who said he didn't? He didn't have 6 years left. Did I read that wrong? I might have done. I know that Tim says he's going to be gone at 73, so that would put 6 years on him too. Tim and the trailer.
Got to be something else in there for Tim, and Tim's going to do what Tim wants to do. Tim's going to crush it.
What? Oh, Tim, you weren't supposed to end. Oh, yeah. That was a wild story. That Savannah Guthrie's mother got abducted or something? That was a wild story. That's wild to me. That was wild. Okay, let's look at some of these comments that I took in. Either one. All right, which one was this? Okay. This is this one. Okay, this was right in it like this, Tim walking away. So this was the comment that was left on this video. I don't know if it's still up or not. This is guess if the comment's there or not. And we've got a couple. We talked about, did I share the optometry one? I don't think I have. I haven't shared that one yet. Okay, well, I'll share that one. Oh, I'll bring that one up in the next video. Because he mentions it. That's Stewie's real name. So he said, praise God, Tim. Just a bit of advice. This is very funny, darling. Make a public statement video on people not using your content, voice, picture, video, or your name without, which is one word, just to give you a heads up, expressed verbal permission from you. This is no, I mean, I know I leave out a full stop or something on occasion, but this is that was another weird thing I came across that was really rude to Miss Vicky. Had some weird stuff on it. Really weird stuff. And stuff about Stewart and some brother and moving marijuana. I don't know if anyone's seen that one. It's wild. But the name on the channel title, I had to report it because it was so bad, the name. And I wouldn't want to share it in respect to Miss Vicky. All right. Praise God, Tim. Just a bit of advice. Make a public statement video on people not using your content. Blah, blah, blah. You don't deserve to be treated like this. If it was done to them, they would go nuts after day one. Crush it. Oh, really? You don't think that because I am made myself more of a public figure, or even others, that we haven't had people talk schmack about us too? It comes with the territory. If you can't come out here and be prepared that people are going to talk schmack about you, then you shouldn't be on the tubes. You better hope that you have either you can take some schmack talk, or that you have a squeaky clean history. Because otherwise you're going to be found out if you get too loud and you're bulking. All right. And we seem to find out more and more. And since they're such, but they're not deserving of an actual video. They just deserve to be thrown into, the sort of like melee of Tim's wild comments. Oh, this was one of these ones that I found with Tim sitting doing his Social Security. The elephant in the room is the cost of healthcare, because this is a perfect lead in to Timmy's glaucoma lying video. I just had this conversation that too many creators want a hug box. Yeah, Tim wants a big hug box. Absolutely. I'm here to entertain you guys. And, obviously I was stressed out about my fence, and Thomas and all of you have been wonderfully hugging me about my fence, which I think is now frozen, like I said, in place. But you can't, that's not, that's why, I still have to be kind of cognizant about what really personal details I give about myself, as far as but obviously you do still have to show your authentic human side. There's a balance, there's a balance between being a locale on the internet, like Tim and Foodie Beauty and a bunch of them all, and, being a creator and having some authenticity that enables your audience to engage with you. And like I said, Tim doing so many constant reviews on his channel over time starts to seem inauthentic, as you start to lose your authenticity as a creator, I think, which is why I think a lot of people that really want, to keep, their integrity on their channel are not going to be doing all those things, Tim. See, that's what you misunderstand about having YouTube as a truly, using it as a community platform, and, calling out, like for me, scammers. And your health journey was an absolute scam, as I always said it was. And my attorneys actually told you to stop talking about your wellness stuff in one of my cease and desist letters that was sent to you, because I had 2 sent by the attorney, and then he got sent other stuff. Oh, series of jilted lover. That was too cheap to buy him coffee. He's still in love. Yeah. Well, Stewie may want to get some of that, Sarasota cachet, but that was a wild comment. I wondered if it was still on his channel. Okay, let's go to the next Tim thing. And then I do have a comment, a funny one that he removed. Probably. I don't know which video I caught it from. Probably from one of these. Oh, he just put out a new video. Oh, Lord, we got a new one, guys. Don't do this to me, Tim. I got to get to bed, mate. I was so good, Catherine. I know Catherine probably had to pop out. I was so good last night. I did actually make sure I got myself to bed reasonably. I was proud of myself. God, it was so hard to wake up this morning. I'm going to be glad. Like I said, tomorrow we have a busy day. It's a fun day. But we get real busy. We got lots of busy stuff to do. We got busy.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Oh, Tim, hold on. And as I've prefaced already, I did a video about the glaucoma because the way that Tim was not taking his drops really as prescribed, and we've seen it, and how he has been negligent is going to eschew the results that your ophthalmologist was going to get. Sorry. All right, Tim. It's not too long. And then we've got him raging again. And I have no idea. It'll be a blind react, guys.
Sarasota Tim. Well, looks like clean living is paying off. I just left my eye doctor, and according to him, I've never done better. According to me, I can't see a damn thing. I don't know. He said that glaucoma, it does make light, you're sensitive to it, and darkness. So I can't see day or night. But actually, I'm 20/30 and 20/25 eye vision.
Yeah, that's right. Miss Vicky and I are in love. And we do text each other. People will say some wild stuff. But unlike Tim, I just find it funny. He can't even defend that.
And 15 and 15 pressure in both eyes. And he's happy with that. I got the tube shunt done.
I don't watch, like I
and
said.
I do the eye drops, 3 different kinds.
I don't watch a lot of other people's stuff. And I certainly don't watch stuff that talks about me. I actually don't watch it. Because there's nothing you're going to get but like irritated or upset or giving them a view. So I don't care what people say about me, to be honest. I just care about what you, my audience, says. The rest of these people, they say all sorts of stuff. That's how YouTube works. I understand that. You're literally going to have some really dry content that isn't going to spark any type of emotion from anybody, and that's a difficult feat on YouTube, especially if you want to do commentary. And there's not many women you get, into commentary spaces, and so it's fun. All right, keep going, Tim.
Twice a day, and
I'm gonna get my drink. Hold on.
They're all being paid for by Medicare. I had to pay my copay today for the specialist, which didn't go up from last year, and I'm good for several months before I got to go back in there again. I ask about, maybe I need glasses. I don't know. I know I have to use cheaters, to see inside the length of my arm. Maybe I need glasses. He says, well, your vision looks like you're fine without cheaters on any other.
I am surprised, but Tim probably hasn't spent a lot of time on computers. I'm sure that because I had 20/20 vision for the longest time, and then I now wear progressive lenses. I'm sure in reality, they're not very strong, I see okay still with, I can't read anything if I don't have glasses on, that's for sure. But I don't like to strain my eyes at all. So I just decided the soon as I felt that I was trying to use readers too frequently for stuff was the moment I knew I needed prescription glasses. And I just went in and got them done early. I just didn't waste time. Started wearing them probably in my 40s.
Thing, which they are. And so he said, well, I'll schedule you for another pressure test and an optometrist in 4 months. And then I'll see you in 8 months. I'm like, fine, sounds good to me. So it's been quite a while since I actually saw him last, and my pressure. I do my drops religiously.
I don't know. In Florida with blue eyes and all that sun, I don't know how he can step outside without sunglasses. I have been not able to wear sunglasses. I mean, I can't step outside without sunglasses. I have to wear sunglasses in the ocean. The Ray-Bans I have, they're a prescription, and I can actually put like a lanyard on them. I used to have one, and the ones that like surfers use for their sunglasses, and I have to have that, and I have to go in the water wearing sunglasses, and people are like, "Oh my God, you're gonna lose your sunglasses." I'm like, "Nope, they stay on." This thing was amazing. It did not ever come off. Best thing ever. I was so sad with it. I gotta get a new one. But you gotta get them from the surf stores though, that are made to like withstand water. You gotta get the right one, and it works and it's great. And I can't imagine, because I'm already getting small cataracts, and it was from living in Mexico City in the high altitude. My optometrist told me was the most likely, that and genetic propensity, obviously. But she was like, wear sunglasses always. So I'm religious. She's like, at the beach, you can't be without them.
I've missed, at night maybe once or twice, but otherwise I take my drops. And with that kind of a number and report, I won't miss my drops. I was talking one day in a video about gamma drop.
I was thinking about getting transitions because I hate changing from my glasses to my sunglasses all the time. So I am considering that next. But I also have to have progressives as well. So I'm like, oh gosh, that sounds really expensive. Even with the good insurance.
It's like everything's hazy, whatever, but I guess I'm good.
No, he does not.
Whoever left a comment earlier about what are you going to do when the optometrist, first of all, it's ophthalmologist, not optometrist.
Oh yeah. Well, you called that comment, Timmy. Hold on. We come with receipts, Tim. Where was that one? I saved it somewhere. Oh. It's on the desktop. Oh, here it is. There it is, Tim. Says here, great advice. What will you do when the optometrist takes your license this year? Love. This is most inspirational video. Oh, that came up underneath the one that you did previously, ranting. And then you deleted that comment, Tim. Tell you got to catch these things quick. They've only been up for 19 minutes. I tell you. And I'm like at work. So, Tim, I tell you, I'm stealth, mate. You can't beat a good nurse down. Oh, so that was the comment, Tim. And you have since deleted that one. You didn't like it. And yes, it is your ophthalmologist, Tim. You are correct with that. Now you're being like medical snob here. All right, Tim, keep going. Because we got to get to your other, and I got to go to sleep.
Pulls my license. They don't do that. That's the DMV. And I just did the left eye, right eye, and read the chart. I got 2025 or 2030 and 2025. I don't know, one or the other, something like that. It's not bad.
Tim, you didn't think the comment was that funny because you deleted it. I should have put it in. Guess if that comment's there or not. Oh, it's gone.
Pretty darn good, actually. So I see fine. And I require no corrective lenses at all to drive or anything. And the vision field test that I had done.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think he did talk about he was going to see his eye doctor. I don't know if because he was getting the prescriptions and he hadn't showed up last time they may have told him that he had to come in to see the doctor to get the, to continue with him getting the prescriptions in the future. And that, if he didn't show up, they were going to him out. And then he wouldn't be getting his prescriptions refilled. Because he mentioned something about the refills, I want to say. So I think he realizes he can't lose his eye doctor. So he may have actually gone. Whether or not what he's saying about the results are true is a whole nother can of worms. But I have a feeling he may have actually seen him. He might be the only real doctor that Tim sees. He was supposed to follow up with the dentist. Hasn't been back to that dentist in almost a year. So he's not had a cleaning around any of those crowns.
Which is what it is. You hold a clicker and you look into this thing for like, I don't know, seems like forever. And you click and you look straight. You don't look left or right. You can't look left or right. You look straight and you click. Every time you see a star or a flash in your peripheral.
Yeah, that's
and that's
right.
to find out what
I'm obsessed with anybody who cons people out of money. Maybe you should be a little more obsessed too. Apologist for Tim. Let them troll. It gives me engagement. More money.
Degeneration is from the time you started glaucoma. Glaucoma is a degenerate. You lose your peripheral over time.
It's a degenerative disease.
It goes peak, lights out. Well, guess what? My field vision test results are no worse, no change since 2022.
Yeah.
So 3
That's
years.
what I said.
This is just.
I think he did see the doctor because he's. This is one of the few times that Tim's telling a story and he's not embellished what the doctor looks like or that they had a really cool conversation and agreed on, the carnivore diet and some other stuff. So that's the only reason why I think he legitimately saw the eye doctor. So I think, he just has a lot on his plate. And and probably had the eye doctor know he was going to go to the eye doctor. That might have also been getting him all sorts of raged up this morning. Let's get him finished because he's got another one, guys. Let's just finish him here. He's got a whole other rage video.
3-4 years, whatever, with the drops and the surgeries I've had done. Looks like we've checked it in the bud. We've nipped it in the bud. So I went a long time is the problem. From when
I don't know, to give me engagement, I guess. They had to subscribe to my channel and wait 5 minutes just to leave those earth-shattering comments. So thank you for that. And they left a lot at one time, which YouTube just takes as fantastic engagement from my community. So well done.
I was 40 and letting the glaucoma get as bad as it did in my left eye. The right eye is, I've had one doctor say I've got a little bit of it in the right eye. He just said today, quote unquote, you don't even have it in your right eye. Well, or you don't have it is what he said. Or it's not even worth mentioning. So it's the left eye. So the right eye is fine. And the left eye is actually fine with the, surgery and the drops. But
good.
I am 67.
I'm glad,
so
Catherine.
I'm sensitive to light, put on some glasses here.
Now we slip on the sunglasses. I think that's a salesman thing. I think they need to connect with the eyes. So, to engage with people. And Tim wants to, use those types of sales techniques with his audience. He was a salesperson. And he's going to use those techniques to try to engage with his audience. And part of that is probably not wearing sunglasses because then you can't see someone's eyes and see how genuine they are.
Keep my eyes relaxed and just keep on keeping on. So it looks like I got no problem driving, riding motorcycles or anything else.
For now.
That's how you crush it.
All right, Tim. Well, supposedly you don't feel too crushed. Good news, Tim. Yeah, go buy something expensive, then return it. Well, he's actually got you know what? His numbers are matching better to his thumbs up, Tim. So you look like you're not buying your views anymore. But you weren't buying them from Google, that's for sure, because you didn't show up as purchasing them. Okay. We checked on that. We checked to see. Okay, I'm 67-year-old and crushing life like a kid. Age is just a number. Is this his latest thing? Oh, he's gotten to 3.1 on the rant. Oh, it went up suddenly. I guess people got home from their prison jobs and are watching Timmy now. All right, Tim, take it away.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. Man, I'm enjoying my Apple Music for 3 months or something. I got it. It's ending soon. I was listening to some CCR, Bad Mood Rising. It's always like there's a bathroom on the right. Anyway, I just came back from the gym. I'm ready for a cup of coffee. It's like 55 or whatever out there. It's chilly, but it's perfect for a fire. Like my neighbor, he's crushing it right now. He's got one of them really nice fires that comes up about, yay high, waist high, in his big time fancy gazebo and wicker furniture and all that. He's totally crushing it.
Yeah, there were a lot of people who were saying age is just a number. Megan Kelly said that too.
He had a big flame out there, and I know he's warm because underneath that, it just makes the heat. It goes up, it hits the roof, and then it comes back around. That's the same way my little propane heater fireplace, pit fire, whatever you call it, fire pit, was doing over at the Tiki Hut at Ted and Jolene's. It's just beautiful. It really takes the chill off. But look, we got some coffee made. I'm going to put this burger I was defrosting. It's too late for that. It's never going to defrost.
I'm trying to look to see what's going on. We always have to check Tim's countertops and stuff because we caught that wine glass one time.
I'll just put it in here. I'll have a boiled egg or an apple or whatever. I got some stuff in there. I got some stuff. So let's get a cup brewing. Let's get one right here. I got some good cold coffee here. Take a look at the color. This is definitely got color. Oh yeah, let's just go about 3/4. Oh, I didn't really wash that cup out that good. I just kind of rinsed it out. But I was the last one to drink out of it. So, oh, look at here, onion, and in my microwave, 2 bananas. Man, I'm just crushing life. I'm eating
bananas with
the things
onions. Wouldn't the onion accelerate the ripening of the banana because the onion releases certain types of gas? I don't know if I'd put an onion with a banana. yeah, it's pretty bad. She said some wild stuff.
In moderation, I had 1 banana. 2 minutes. Let's go. So I just came from the gym. I made a little short for you. If you didn't see it, check it out. It's very boring to walk
yes,
on
that's
a
right.
treadmill,
It's free.
But I did have to get some steps in. So after I worked out.
Yeah, 1 click is all I need to help me get up the algorithm. 1 click.
I got on the treadmill. The place was packed. All the the prison workers that got out on parole, they came in, all young people, all in there crushing it. Good for them. And they're young and they got good bodies. So I encourage all the geezers will be there in the morning. They're at home right now. But look, join me in your senior years and keep your health going. Get off that booze. Put them cigarettes down if you're still smoking them. Start walking. Start doing some push-ups. Start doing something. 1, 2, 3, 10, or 100, and work your way up. Let's go, man. Let's start crushing it. We got a lot of years. We're just getting started here. I'm getting ready to be a motocross rider, and one of the reasons I'm taking exercise and
I want to say that Tammy probably put those touches in there.
Among many reasons why I'm doing it seriously now is I've been watching a lot of these young guys that are world champions, motocross riders. I mean, I'm never going to be like that.
Oh.
I'm not saying that, but they had to train. They literally weight train, diet train.
Hold on, Tim, you can't talk about this stuff. It sounds disordered. The Olympics are starting this Friday. I'm very excited because we have that young man from Virginia who's the good ice skate dancer.
Train, strength train, cardio train, to be able to take all of that abuse on those motorcycles. And I'm just going to go out there and, putz around until I feel comfortable, and I'm going to get with it too. And I'm really excited about
ice dancing is, I think, what the couples do. I know there's a difference between the two.
Motocross bike, but it really is weird. I feel like even in Florida, I'm having to stay sequestered and put my junk in a garage and like winterize it because this crazy cold weather that we've never seen here.
Yeah,
you can't ride no motorcycle. And
Tim can tell others what to do, but others can't tell Tim what to do. And they certainly can't make commentary and criticism about his content.
You certainly aren't going to leave this state and go anywhere else. But that time is changing. If you want to see what America is really about, you want to see a beautiful place, an amazing place, God's country, look at some videos of Utah, Moab. I mean,
yeah,
wow.
It's beautiful.
Folks,
I agree.
It's all out there. It's been out there for eons, and it's not going anywhere. Come on in. And we're going to get out there, and we're going to visit it. We're going to do it, man.
Oh, no.
We're going to moto camp.
Don't you remember we talked about Tim clickbaiting his audience because about the travel? Here we go again. I can't wait to see this motorcycle travel, guys. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm on the edge of my Goldwing heated seat for sale for $550.
We're gonna motocross. I'm gonna buy this membership that shows you on your phone the trails and all that you can download because there's no cell service out there. And if you ride alone, you got to have a route. You got to make sure you have fuel. Only got a 2-gallon tank.
Yes, the real Melvis. I am, and I was just telling everybody that my friend, her nephew, actually trains at the same place, and he's really good. Her little nephew too. So she one day sent me a picture on my phone, and I can't have my phone on because it. Anyway, and suddenly I had this picture flash up on my phone. I was like, why have I got a picture of my friend's nephew with Ilya? And it was because he knows him. So it's kind of exciting. So you're going to be up at 3 a.m. watching the Olympics. I am looking forward to it. The good news is that YouTube does show like NBC sports highlights. So I'm hoping that if you can't catch it, when it's on the actual broadcast, that you'll be able to at least catch it on the NBC sports broadcast on YouTube, because they've been doing that because these companies have realized that they can put their stuff up for AdSense just like anybody else. And YouTube doesn't care if NBC is posting its content on YouTube. It gives legitimacy to YouTube as a platform. So all of these companies are putting their content on YouTube. You can watch like SNL the next day, just the bits you want. I mean, it's amazing how much stuff these television companies actually put onto YouTube that you can watch. It might not be that day, but it's amazing. It's wild. Yeah, he is incredible to see. Oh, yeah, I know. Well, we could actually do members only watch parties if it was live on YouTube. Well, he is right about just enjoy your memories, but Tim has a lot of memories.
60 miles per gallon. I'm going to cut that down to 50. So I
He
basically have
doesn't seem
100
to be
miles
enjoying
that I can ride
much
before I need
lately.
gas again.
This doesn't seem to me like where are we in the lunar cycle? Because he's on a roll, remember? He gets all mad on the lunar cycle and then he starts going on like a buying spree soon. Let's see where we all. Here we go. Let's just double check. We got to check our moon phases, guys. Where are we? Oh, we're waning. We're waning. Uh-oh. So this is where we start to get. When did we just have our last full moon? Sorry, let me share this tab. So we just had the full moon. Okay. This is why, guys. This is why we've got the rants going. It's a snow moon. Yes, waning moon. Yes, now, yes. And this, remember, we talked about when it gets to the full moon time, he gets really like manic. And now we've got like 2 full rage videos in one day. Peeling? He's probably peeling an egg. He has a bunch of hard-boiled eggs in the fridge, so he's probably peeling an egg. Or an apple. He said he had an apple, too. So it's either an egg or an apple. We'll figure it out. Oh, so that's why he's really... Yeah, Torval and Dean. Oh, really? Oh, my God. I loved Torval and Dean when I was a kid. Bolero was everything. Dum, 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 dum. Oh, gosh. Oh, his trailer's peeling. Oh, thank you for clarifying, Stacey. Oh, God. That's not good. Oh, shoot. That's why he gets so mad. But yeah, so remember when we talked about it last month in January, and Tim and the lunar cycle, and that how he starts to get a little bit manic when the moon starts to get full, either of spending or something, like he starts to go off. Well, he's right here. So we got full moon Tim out. Oh yeah, Torval indeed. Tell you. Robin Cousins, he was the first one to do the somersault. Okay. All right, we go back to Tim. So Tim's he's manic.
So only going too far away from my truck unless I'm riding with people or get a bigger gas tank or carry one of them tanks on the back of my
oh, wait, we're talking about right here.
And folks, there's so many geezers out there, in their 50s doing this and 60s.
Oh, here. I see what you're talking about. Hold on.
These adventure bikes.
Exactly what you're talking
and it
about.
Just looks like,
you see here? That isn't that where it's starting to look like that's peeling, isn't it? I don't think that's a trick of the light. I think that is that what you're referring to, Stacey? Am I in the right area right here in this corner? Because that would indicate potentially moisture up in the roof area when you see that sort of stuff happening. That could be a moisture issue. Yes, I got it. Yeah. I don't even own RVs, but Tim's Luna Miss. Tim gets tell you, when the moon gets full, this year we're going to check him against it. Promise you. He gets full rage or manic shopping. One of the two, but he spent all his money. So he couldn't do his usual manic shopping thing because I think he's got a bunch of money tied up with all these bike parts. So he does probably have to watch his spending. Hey, remember, Tim, February is a shorter month for us content creators. So we won't be making as much money. As in January. That's 3 less days to earn money, Tim. Just think about that.
Total freedom. Today, I took the cover off the Gold Wing, and it had a lot of dust on it from the wind and the weather we've been having here, and some rain, and the moisture. And then when it dries, it leaves that dirt film on there. So I got the hose out. I washed the Gold Wing today, dried it with a chamois, and then took my folks.
Well, he mentioned that in one of his videos. I want to say that I heard him talking about the fact that he doesn't want to get caught in the middle of the desert. I think it was, and have something happen to the handlebars, or, didn't mention about him having an accident, but something were to happen to the bike and he was stuck in the middle of nowhere. Now he's just like, nah. He gets one day with Fred and he's like, no. So I think it was on his way to Fred's. He was being a little bit more cautious. Gets to Fred and sitting there, and these two old guys are like, yeah, you just get out there and do it. Like Fred. Fred couldn't even get that going in a wheelchair, Tim. Even motorized.
Oh my gosh. That's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. Man, that's good coffee. Even all day sitting there, you heat it up, put that heavy whipping cream in there. That is good. So I shined it up, and then I put this ceramic wax spray stuff one of my neighbors told me about.
Oh.
I got it. And
What?
It's really looking shiny. And all I did was throw my leg across it and move it over here in the front to wash it. Then I moved it right back here, just feet. And I could feel the $30,000+ of machinery.
Hey, what happened to that little kid who was so fascinated with your bike? Or was that just a dry bag, Tim? Because that little boy seems to, maybe his mama checked YouTube and realized you're a creep. Maybe she realized that she didn't let her kids hang around like single old guys.
Between my legs. Oh, man. Is that a sweet baby? She is something.
Oh, Tim. Nobody wants to think about anything between your legs. Ugh.
So I'm like, damn, which do I do first? Do I take the highways and get out there and crush the miles with that was it only got 7,000 miles on it? What a joke. It's a 2022 brand new motorcycle. Or do I take this brand new 2026, throw it on the back of that brand new Super Duty on that brand new motorcycle carrier and just fill it up gas and throw it.
With this brand new peeling thing over here in the corner. That truck not brand new anymore, Tim. It's a 2024.
Everything I want in the back of that truck, the front seat of that truck, and the bed of that truck. I'm talking about the back seat, then the bed, whatever I want to pack anything neatly. I just throw it in there. All the possible camping equipment, stoves, lanterns, tents, sleeping bags, generators, gas cans, just go. And just keep going. Sleeping in rest areas. I get my wink. I'll wake up and just drive some more. Get out there in that desert, pull that thing off and motor. I watch these videos. These guys got drones.
Yeah.
They've got the camera on the helmet. I got
Yeah,
nothing
he's
like
very
that.
concerned.
I got the little neck thing I wear with my phone. And I'm not looking to
Yeah, he's very concerned about his grandson. The stress is making him make poor decisions.
break my phone out there. So I don't know how much footage I can get you other than just traveling in the truck, a little bit of writing. When I stop where I'm at, showing you what's going on. And at the end of the day,
I don't know if it's bragging or Tim is acting like the impetuous child that he is, saying, I can run away from my problems. Just dare me, I can. I don't have to deal with anything. I can run away from my problems. I ran away from 3 wives and 3 kids. Now I'm going to make my daughter a hospice daughter. And I'm now just going to pick up everything and go out west. Well, Tim, you might end up, so my question would be, would you then maintain the Bradenton slab, or is that the end of an era? Is the Bradenton slab the end of an era?
My story. So I'm just not going to be all, I'm not going to spend my money and get all this 360 camera. These guys have drones. Forget it. I'm going out there and I'm going to share it with you. I'm going out there. I can't wait to see the free United States of America.
And you really do have to be cautious. I think it's difficult. That's why when you have really good fortune, those are the things that you share with really good friends. People that will genuinely be happy for you having something good happen to you. I'm a person that I know that in reality, if you are jealous or envious, and envy and jealous are 2 totally different type of things. But if you have a lot of envy of what others have, and you're jealous that you don't, then it's a miserable existence. I think that was something that I had an epiphany, to use one of Tim's words today. Very young, was not to feel that way, to realize that things do happen to have sometimes a matter of luck to it as well, and other factors, but there is some. I've understood there is a portion of luck into anything. Just like watching somebody as dire as Tim somehow hit the YouTube algorithm and get a video that went viral and he made a lot of money. It's like, how, that's just a matter of luck. It's not because Tim had particularly good content or that Tim's particularly amazing at anything. And he was for a little bit able to use that salesperson charm that he's acquired and was able to maintain an audience for a little bit of time. Until the haters, and that he thought that was jealousy. No, it's just that you had mentioned things like your EIDL loans, Tim, and then you deleted those videos. There were certain things that started to give indication that your good-natured self that you were trying to show was not necessarily the real you, Tim. You're not very authentic.
These trails that are still open and free for motorcycles, side-by-sides, ATVs, Jeeps, 4-wheel drives, and the like. Just get out there and crush it.
Pristine.
And then when that weather's warm, all over this country, I get on that Gold Wing. I go to Yellowstone. I go to those northern parts up there where I'm not going to be freezing my tail off, and I can see from the highway through those national parks. The Rocky Mountains.
Yes.
I don't know what
it's the opposite in Australia. Yeah, I think it's really, interesting, not to be a braggart, So it's like I said, I have a friend. My friend has really a lot of good stuff that happens, but I also know that she's got some really tough stuff that happens too. Both of us go the same way. And so where she seems to have things that, went and, like really good stuff, and some of it comes with some really hard challenges, even the good stuff. And good friends are where you feel like you want to have somebody that you can talk to openly, and they aren't going to judge you. Like my friend's like, oh, I want to really get your opinion because we're supposed to be going out for dinner. I have this one really good girlfriend, and she and I, go off to our little happy hour that we like to go to at least once a month, and catch up. If we get 2 times a month, we got lucky. We did over Christmas. We did a Christmas and a New Year type one. And she was out in Key West. And so am I jealous that she went to Key West? I mean, it would be nice to go on holiday, but I know for me in my personal situation, it's very difficult with the dogs, and I'd be worried about the dogs, or I'd be trying to figure out how I could take the dogs with me to Key West. So it's never much of a vacation for me. So it's, because of my dog obsession. So my idea of a really good time would be obviously just being with a bunch of dogs.
In 2026. I'm telling you, this is going to be a banner year because
a banner year, guys.
I'm working out now. I'm getting in shape. I'm eating my carbs. I'm getting ready. I did the same thing tonight at the gym where I do like literally hardly any weight at all. I just do it real slow. Like 10.
Yeah, in England, bragging isn't like a big thing. You got to be really careful about that stuff. You could say one thing and be called a bragger. And it's hard. Sometimes you just tell people that you lived in a certain place or you went somewhere. People are like, oh, you're bragging. And it's not necessarily a brag. But if it seems like it's something that somebody else would like to accomplish in their life, they might think you're bragging, So it's interesting where you think you may not be bragging. So you do have to be very careful with how you explain life experiences or things that you have. Sometimes I talk about the condo, and obviously I kind of rub it a little bit to Tim's nose because I know it drives him nuts. And I don't have anything fancy. I'm not like sitting in $1 million condo somewhere. I got an average little place here at the beach. It's nothing fancy, but at least it's mine.
Just to wake up
with a fence that falls down. Right? God dang it!
And I take that pin and I pull it out. I drop down at least 2.
David,
and I do that, and I do like 2 more sets. I just keep dropping.
Thank you for that super chat. David says he lost weight at Teddy's. A miracle. All pies and breads. More lies. Well, it's because he was walking 3 miles a day with Miss Jolene. And the fact this is disordered. The fact that you should be weighing yourself this obsessively. This is why I actually did put a trigger warning about disordered eating and mental health and all this other stuff. Because Tim has got, we're an older audience, so we're attending to be a little bit more pragmatic about Tim's behaviors. But for younger people, or some people in his audience could be impressionable with this stuff, which is wild to me. There were people that had said they had followed Tim's. I remember this was one of the things that kind of got me looking at Tim, Social Security advice. And it had been a really bad mistake for that person. And the advice was not good. And it was distressing to that person. It turned out not to be good advice. But Tim, forgets to preface anything that he's not somebody who should be giving advice around a topic that really is impactful to somebody's future. Talking about somebody's Social Security in such a, glib way that Tim does is really, not suitable for the topic.
Two holes down. And believe me, I'm pushing some heavy stuff.
Yes.
For me, on them last 2 sets to where 10 is about all I can do. And I feel it the next day.
Feeling now, right here too.
It's good. It's really good.
Oh, when I up in this corner.
I didn't realize
Sorry,
that my tank, when they sent me here, this thing is amazing. It counts my steps.
Oh, in here
so
too.
I forgot.
Right here. See this, guys? You can see it right up along here. This is not a good sign. Oh, don't you have to seal RVs like once a year? Don't you have to get these things sealed? Yeah, jealous people do all these things. He should be demonetized for his bad information. He really should. And he doesn't disclaim or anything. I mean, I disclaimer my information that I say around health as educational, informational. At least I hold a license for healthcare that is still current and active with no I don't have any contingencies on my license. There's no strikes. I have nothing against my license. There's nothing. My license is clean. So, but I still preface myself. I bragged to Timmy and emailed to him of my stock gains over the past year to prove a point of what crushing it really means. The next video he put out was him saying he'd own stocks, which he did not. Oh, yeah. The timeline for the stock ownership put Tim working in the car business at a time when he was supposedly doing the coupons, which, So you did a social security check today. If I take it at 62, I would lose almost $800 a month. No way would I would consider it. And somebody else brought up, I thought, some interesting points in his comments about how he didn't. Well, we know he didn't. He never takes in the cola. There's all sorts of things that Tim doesn't think about when it comes. Hey, Cougar Sam came back. Tim can afford to buy things. He can afford to repair or take care of them. Exactly. Tim doesn't believe in having an emergency fund. The pocket full of hundreds is much more than you always when you spend it. Exactly. Oh, yeah. And this, he's not even going to notice this. Good point, Cougar Sand. He's not even going to notice this up in here. Yet, it's like, it's not good. This is going to get, he hasn't even hit he's in hurricane season at the moment. Hurricane season's made in November. So he's out of hurricane season, but, he's still going to get some rain. Aren't you supposed to seal it? Tim, you got to go stay in a hotel, okay? And you've got to go take this thing in and get the maintenance done on it. It's part of the ownership. See, this is where you're incorrect about your RV, Tim. You always just say it's debt-free living or cost-free living or I'm living, without having this. Tim, you have to do things to maintain the RV. One thing is that you probably should, after you've had it now for some time, I understand they do have to have seals looked at and all sorts of stuff. And you're supposed to take it in to have them looked at by these places. I mean, that not something this is your mentality, Tim. You've got the drive it off the lot mentality, and that it's going to stay that way until it isn't that way. And then you just trade it in for a new one. And you're just losing money left, right, and center. You're not the type of wealthy person who can afford to do that. This is supposed to be your home. Well, then you should care and maintain it like it is your home. I've done a lot of work in this home, Tim. The fence is really the last big major thing that I've needed to do on this property in reality. I've replaced the whole entire AC and air handling system in this condo and paid for it in cash. Had somebody come in and they did that for me. Had found out recently last year because I had someone check, do the AC checks and stuff, that there's on air handlers, there's an emergency heat switch. A lot of times in places like Virginia, they may not actually include that into it because we don't supposedly get cold enough. But it's always good to have on hand for if it does get cold. I had to have that suddenly put in last year. I've had a whole entire brand new kitchen put in. I've redone a bathroom. I've done floors throughout. So I've had to have tile taken out in order to put flooring down. All sorts of stuff, Tim. Just constant. The last big thing I've needed to do are the fence and the stairs. It's been the last big project that I've really had to do in this condo. I mean, there's a couple of others, but big ones, you know, and then it'll be back around again. But Tim is doing nothing. All right. I went on a tangent. Sorry, guys.
Just walking today and around Walmart and stuff. And all of a sudden my watch, when I was walking on the treadmill, started buzzing and it said 3.1 miles. And then it said 7,000 steps and it started showering like these celebration flakes and stuff. Because that's what I have it set on, flakes, because I got my goal at 7,000 steps a day, because I heard 10,000 is not what you need to get. As a geezer, 7,000 is good. And I showed you guys, I told you on the short I made of how to get 7,000 to 10,000 steps, 3 to 5 miles of walking in a day. Now I realize that some people out there that watch, you know, you've had hip replacement or
Tim, I thought you were giving people, nobody was supposed to give anybody advice. I'll tell you how to get 3 to 10,000 steps in a day. Get some dogs. Wouldn't it be nice, Tim, if you decided, like, if you were actually a good human being? There are so many dogs being given up at the moment, or needing fosters, or, just needing, some love from the shelters. You to have all this walking. Have you ever thought that you could actually, like, walk like dogs in a shelter or something? Something outside of your freaking self. I see so many dogs and stuff that, there's lots on, unfortunately, because I love dogs. I see that, there are some, legitimate, like, there's a shelter up in New York, and they are, show the dogs because they want people to put them online because they want these dogs to find homes. It's a lot of pitties too, bless their heart. And obviously in New York, it can be difficult because they apartment living and stuff. So these dogs have a tougher time. A lot of times these apartments don't want this breed, obviously. They think my dogs are mean and aggressive. They're very protective of me, I'll tell you that.
Your legs aren't, like they used to be. You can't walk 3.5 miles an hour. So you just take it down and you do baby steps. You do what you can. But believe me, if you move, it's so good for the digestion. And let me tell you what else is good.
I know.
The attitude.
That's a good point. Yeah, I should go out of his car instead of the drive-through, pay it forward. But he wants to do the behind thing or whatever. He hasn't done that recently. Did it one time in the month of January. It's really, like, I guess his coffee donations are drying up. Somebody supposedly gave him a $9.99 super thanks though. Hopefully not on a social security video. Lord. Tim, why don't you volunteer and go walk some dogs? Do something. That's that. Those dogs would love it. You actually would be doing something good, but you got to talk and make your cruddy videos where you talk about crashing it.
Esteem, the accomplishment that you really did something for yourself.
Dr. Tim here.
You can feel good about a lot of things, like some work you got done at work, or some money you made, or a project you built. But when you do something for your physical health,
thank you. I just saw the McDonald's comment. I was thinking to myself, has he ever thought that lady who's so nice to him, sees him every day, blah, blah, blah. Tim, have you ever thought maybe just switch off the camera, slip that lady $5? Has that ever crossed your mind? Have you ever done that? To the people that, regularly you see in these types of places? Have you? I bet you haven't.
Back at the end of the day saying, man, I ran, I walked, I lifted weights, and I did something for me. That's going to help me live longer. That's clearing my mind of all that fog of the crap that I sit there and watch on that TV.
You do,
or what you listen to.
I wouldn't have subject the dog to him either.
You get that clarity. You heard that runner?
In reality, because he's such a narcissist, dogs can pick up on that energy. We know little Kaylee hates him. JJ dogs hates him. My dogs hate him too. My dogs actually just love everybody, so they may not. They may not. Oh, they may feel his energy. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, he just does nothing really for anybody else. He just does himself, and then he wants to claim he's the best Christian ever. It's just, he's such a selfish person.
Hi, it's true. You do get it. And what's your name out there? You're the big time triathlon guy that comments on my comments all the time. He knows. He'll tell you. He won't lie to you.
Because, none of us have ever discovered exercise, Tim, or running. Uh-oh, more receipts. I have all sorts of receipts here. Because Tim, seems to be, thinks that Tim's the only person who's ever done anything. Hold on. Oh, here I think I've got a picture. Hold on. Oh, here we go. I got a bunch of them. See, look at that, Tim. That's me in 1980. Let me go to StreamYard so I can see if I can see me in the camera. Oh, maybe make me bigger for a second. There we go. See, there I am in 1983 running cross country in the UK. Then that's when I came first for the junior cross country first team. And here I am as the captain of my school's running team, even though they put for Kilford Shines because bloody Michael Kilford. There's Michael Kilford. I had a crush on Michael Kilford. So talk about it, Tim. Other people do stuff
You
too.
get a high, a real feeling. Like when I sit in that chair tonight and I turn on that YouTube again, start watching whatever it is I like.
Yeah.
That's all I watch.
I know. That's what
I'm
kills
gonna feel
me.
good about myself. I'm gonna get
That lady is so nice to him. Did Tim think to give her a little something extra for Christmas or anything like that? Slip him something?
shower. I'm
No.
gonna feel good, and then tomorrow morning I'm gonna wake up early, hit the ground running like I do every day. I'm gonna feel my body start to blow up a little bit and grow from the carbs that I ate. No, from the weights that I lifted and the carbs that I ate. But either way, I'm growing and I'm feeling good and I'm happy. I got nothing here distracting me. I got no noise except the noise I'm making coming out of my mouth right now, and I'm just here celebrating life because this is life. You know, I get up in the morning, I don't have to worry about, oh God, I gotta disturb somebody, or they're not gonna get up till they don't know their name till 10 a.m. No, I do what I want to do. If I want to get out that door, if I want to sit in that chair, if I want to make something to eat, if I want to turn on the TV, if I want to go out there and look at my motorcycle, if I want to take a walk at the park, it doesn't matter.
Is he doing this for comedic effect? He on a roll. I think he really is truly ranting. And gosh knows what his rant videos are like, the ones he decided not to put up on this channel. I don't think any could. Not even my ex-husband could trigger me this much, Tim. I'd be laughing at him too. And he knows it.
If I want to go to the gym, I just do it. And whatever feels good. But at the end of the day, I definitely want to do something that's productive.
Yeah.
Productive with the way I think, productive with the way I do something with my body.
Oh,
And how I'm eating. I want to
yeah.
be cognizant of how I'm treating people.
Yes. And we've been I think Dinger pointed it out. Well, he noticed this one, but the peeling. I don't know if Stacy was the first to notice this, or there's been some talk about the fact he hasn't sealed it and he needs to. And this is a sign that these are sealed. These aren't built like a house, Tim. That's what you don't understand. You might feel like it's not even built like a mobile home. That's the difference. Like even a mobile home is going to be constructed differently to your microlight RV. A mobile home is made to be moved, but they are probably constructed a little bit, and even then you have to probably do the seals on these things. In a house, you have to do the seals on the windows. I have one that I have to do on occasion. So he doesn't think anything wear out. I have a shower. I just got the caulk the other day. And I need to fill in a little spot because I don't want the water to go behind the tile.
Well, don't forget this, folks. I thought I was going to forget, didn't you? I was listening. I'm going to switch gears on you. I was listening with my Apple Music, the free music I got. I just tell, what's her name, Siri, to play whatever. And it just comes on. Any song in the world, any album, anything. That's what Apple Music is. Some of them probably have it. And I said, play Christian.
And, Tim, of course, has his in the hot beating sun. So I'm guessing if you probably have it exposed to the elements, it might be 1 year. And if it's potentially under a little cover, because I've seen it where like people have like little like RV ports, that maybe then it's not getting beaten down on with the elements. Maybe then it'd be at the 3-year mark. So yeah, Tim is coming up because he's coming up to having had this thing for a couple of years now. So it's maybe it's coming up to at least 2 years, I would say, isn't it, that he got the Flagstaff? So he needs to look into that. He's not going to be bragging about it being the best place ever. All these little nice looking things, all this stuff is going to start to wear out at some point. You know, this isn't. That's what you don't understand, Tim. That's why it's hard to say you're crushing life like a kid. Because you have no responsibilities. You're not responsible to even try to help your grandson?
Christian music. And I wanted to hear some like
Terrible
upbeat.
grandpapa.
I was raised on the old time gospels with the hymnals, you know, you open up, turn the page, turn to hymnal number 300, and you know, you sing, we're going to sing the first and third verses.
Yes. Oh,
And those are good.
absolutely.
I wanted to hear some, and I heard
Absolutely. You can't just do stuff like that. You got to address it. That's something you have to address.
some good Christian music, and the words came out to me. And I thought about God. And that's what I wanted to tell you right now. You thought I forgot, right? Every day, you got to thank God. You got to be grateful. You got to show gratitude. You got to pray for other people. You got to do things for other people. You got to think on him, to trust him and thank him for what he's doing in your life, that he's going to motivate you to.
And the values he gives on these things are so weird anyway. So he's
guide you and down the road that you need to go, that he will show you the path of your life. Don't you think you've got it figured out? Let him nudge you and then you follow. Let him lead and you follow. And I promise you, folks, you'll start living the best, happiest life you ever had in your life. And if you're blessed to have someone that you've been with for 20, 40, 100 years.
Oh. Now Tim is going on about, because he still wants to have like the free labor from a female at the house. Tim is still pissed he hasn't figured out how to get that free female labor. You know? Thinks the other men have got it made. Well, maybe they're paying the bills, Tim. Or putting a roof over her head. So she don't feel like she's just your maid. Oh my gosh, the devil. Yeah, the devil knows what the Bible says. Yes. Probably better than most of us. He is like on a roll. Tim,
And
what's
you
the
guys are
cycle
just
of the
two peas in a
moon?
pod, and you've got that. That's great. That's great. But for some people, I read in the comments, they're like me. They're happy on their own. You know, they've been on their own most of their life. They tried a few things like I did with relationships or marriages, and you just found out that it was good while it lasted. It was a stepping stone. It was
Other people's
nothing
lives.
lost.
Yeah.
You don't want to be bitter about it. Oh, I wasted my time with that one and that one and that one. What about them?
That's why I would say Teddy needs to watch his back.
Time too, right? But no, there was something good out of it. Kids come out of it. Different things came out of it. Experiences came out of it. But, wherever you're at in your life right now, if you're with somebody, you're dating somebody, or you're a single person like me, you're solo, just learn how to crush it.
Okay, Tim. Lord, Tim. Oh, we got Miss Vicky's got something out. We'll catch that in a minute. I'm taking my kid and grandson to Disneyland, all paid for. Now that's crushing it. Good for you, Robert. You can't moderate an addiction. Oh, his friend Jim. Why don't you park the holding in your shed? What's your workout routine? Oh, stop yapping about it and go already. Alone but not lonely. I tell my grandkids all the time, take your vitamin G every day. Thank God. I don't even know why these people are talking about this 2 captains, 1 ship, crush it, buddy. This must be somebody that Tim knows personally. Because I can't understand why in the heck they're always commenting. That's got to be a friend of Tim's. Oh no, Angel Mission. Yes, move that body and stay young. I never smoked a drink except maybe a little drink on the holiday or a glass of wine with a nice dinner. Well, good for you, Angel. Oh, and we got some foodie stuff over here. Oh, Lord. Oh, I gotta stop sharing that one. Oh, my goodness. I came all small just because I stopped sharing my screen. That was wild. All right. All right, guys. Make sure you hit the likes on the way out. That was Tim's on a roll. I appreciate you all joining me. That was fun. I laughed a lot. I hope you did too. I give my little love hearts. Wow. So yeah, we'll see what Tim comes out with tomorrow. And I'm gonna see. I won't post anything about the members only because, like I said, I suddenly have all the energy, and then come Wednesday night, after I've already been at work for 3 days and done a couple of live streams, I have all good intentions at around noon when I start, setting stuff up, and then comes like 8 o'clock, and I'm like wiped out. So I'm gonna try to see what we can do, but I will either get to it on Thursday, otherwise, because I know I'm going out to dinner one night. So I will try to do something in the day. But I got to catch you up because we got some fun stuff. And I'm guessing Tim got some. Well, we know he opened up some. You got to catch it on the members only. I'm telling you guys, we got some exciting stuff over there. We got more stuff about Miss Jolene too. Okay, because Jolene's a full-on side character now. Especially since they showed up in Tim's videos. Yes, make sure everyone stays warm. Resident. Oh, Chesapeake. That's right. That's right. I go to Chesapeake every day for work. I go up to the I make sure on my way home I go to the Panera Bread at the Great Bridge Shopping Mall area and get my coffee on the way home. Well, we appreciate it, Catherine, and thank you, Sammy, also. For being here tonight too. I always appreciate your support. You know that. And yeah, he's a fitness expert. I mean, I guess I critique Tim about his fitness and talking about fitness because I actually have known exercise physiologists through my work and people who study the science of exercise. And generally, that's probably the person I would find more interesting to listen to. Tim is just this trying to be a motivational type, like a Tony Robbins, or that Mel Robbins, who's absolute garbage as well. Oh, she's come out with some scam protein shot. I mean, it's just they're all the same. And Tim would like to have that level of just being able to shill garbage out to people, but tell other people. Problem for Tim is Tim can't take criticism, and he needed to learn how to take criticism. Now, I don't mind, because the thing for Tim is his criticism isn't as bad as he gets so upset about, Anyway, I mean, when I'm talking about criticism, I'm talking about saying just obscenely misogynistic comments or making ad hominem attacks on somebody's appearance, and that to me isn't beneficial in helping my community or my channel. A lot of the comments that Tim deletes though are people just honestly trying to have a discussion about the topic, or he's opened the floor to a conversation if he's talking about Social Security at 62. And so you're going to have to take some accountability when you bring these topics out to the public. I don't understand where these people don't understand. They just want to be like the person, was it you, Stacey, who said that they just want a giant hug box? One of you smart folks in here said about it. And that's what a lot of these creators want. Tim just wants a hug box. And that's what Tim got when that Social Security video. Now, Tammy and we knew were going through and sanitizing his comments to protect Tim's, fragile ego, I guess. But, if it's constructive criticism, I've had people say, oh, it's spelled this way or that's that. You think people. You don't act like an horse. You know? Like I said, it's only on certain, like, you know, certain things that people, you know, legitimately should be upset about, like the name of this channel I saw. And I know it's one that upsets Miss Vicky terribly. And how the fact that YouTube hasn't taken that down, I have no idea. Everyone should find it and report it. But I can't. We'll talk about it in the members only, I guess. I don't want to upset Miss Vicky, though. She got to give me permission. Anyway. But that's right. We's in love. Oh, Angel, we just finished. But you're here. You're okay, sweetheart. We just finished. But the fact that you just popped in and said you're late and you're sorry is okay. I'm wrapping it up now because I've been here for an hour and 2 hours and 30 minutes. And Mel Robbins, yes. Oh, she's terrible. Oh, Mel Robbins, they're all just a bunch of grifters. Oh, I just can't with these. You know, I'm just like, she steals so much from others. That's another reason why, Tim, you're terrible, is that you regurgitate and you don't even try to give any you know, attribution to anybody for what they've done. You don't give anything. It's terrible. Lazy. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you being here, Angel. We're going to call it quits. We will be catching up soon. Like I said, make sure you hit the likes on the way out, guys. Love you. Appreciate you. Bye.
Life and Vibe, thanks so much. My queen, my Sarasota Tim expert.